Hello everyone, this is Eugene Findit speaking, and welcome to a segment of this month where I'll be talking about anime of winter 2017. Now, in an earlier video that I made, which I'll leave links in the description below, I talked about my first impressions of anime that will be coming out in winter 2017. Now, I know the information in that video may be a bit outdated, but it'll give you a general idea of anime that I'm anticipating for this season. And this video is for the very first anime that has aired its first episode. Now, I should have made this video yesterday, but if you've seen my previous video, I was at Perth Arena to see Roger Federer at the Hopman Cup. That was such an amazing experience. That was the very first time I have seen Roger Federer not through a TV. That's what I'm trying to say. That was freaking amazing. And I'll leave links below too so you guys can see the interview that happened at the end. But enough rambling, let's get on to the main purpose of this video, and that is to talk about the first episode of the very first anime of winter 2017. And that is Akiba's Trip, the animation. Let's go! So when I first heard of the synopsis of Akiba's Trip, the animation on AniChart, my first thoughts of it were that it's going to be a light-hearted, casual anime series sort of situation, which explores more on the otaku culture, because it does make mention of Akihabara, so I was thinking it's going to be along those lines. And so I was thinking at the end of the first episode, some of the recommendations I could give are anime such as Lucky Star or Nogizaka, Haruka no Himitsu, something along those lines. But the thing is, before I watched the first episode, I did check out the trailer for this, and one thing I can be sure of is that I was totally wrong. It was not going to be a lighthearted anime, because there were some intense battle scenes going on, and let's just say there was quite a bit of blood being shed. So yeah, kind of brutal right there. And so now let's move on to the first episode at the very beginning of it, which actually really reminds me of Tengen, Toppa, Gurren, Lagann, with the whole big words on the screen which describes what the situation is going on and who these characters are. It's pretty hilarious when I think about it. But even with that, I was absolutely confused and I had no idea what the heck was going on. For those of you who have played the video game of Akiba's Trip, you would be familiar with what the heck's going on, but for me, as a first timer who has heard and seen this franchise of Akiba's Trip, I was confused as hell, so I had no idea what the heck was going on. And so now let's skip to after the opening theme of the first episode, and we see the main character whose name is Denkigai Tamotsu, and he's running through this alleyway and he ends up in this calm part of Akihabara. It's like nothing was going on, like all this battle and stuff is gone, and I thought to myself, was that all just an illusion? Is this gonna be like a Chuunibyou such a situation? Because I had no idea that that part was actually the prelude of what happened before the opening theme. So yeah, so this guy, the main character, Tamotsu, he is kind of a hardcore otaku. I don't know if he's hardcore or what, but based on the first episode, he does get interested in all these rare items, these figurines and stuff. He reminds me of the male version of Konata of Lucky Star. By the way, back on topic to the whole Chuunibyou thing. Was it going to be all that situation? I was like, for the first few minutes, like, okay, maybe that's going to be the situation and stuff. Because like he does talk about this novel that he's made in the past, how he's using that to his advantage. Like, okay, maybe it's just going to be all his illusion. But then, when the red hair girl appeared and all this battle was going on, it's like, okay, nope. This is all real. All this battle is happening right now. And the concept of this anime, I swear, it's so ridiculous. Like, okay, let me explain. Like, the main goal of this anime, of the heroes that is they have to defeat these villains, the bugged ones. And the way they have to defeat them is, I'm not kidding you guys, is to strip them of their clothing. What the hell? Like, when I heard of that, I was just like, my mind was blown. It's like, okay, here comes something, I guess. And later on in the episode, they do explain why that is to be done, why they have to strip them off their clothing in order to defeat them. And get this, the reason for that is because the bugged ones are sensitive to air. I was like, what the hell? That doesn't make sense at all. Like literally, even if they are not stripped off their clothing, they are exposed to air already. So I was thinking, so you have to strip them off of their clothing so that they get exposed to more of the air so that they can be defeated more easily. Is that what you're trying to say? But basically, once they're stripped off, they are basically just like powerless. They can't fight anymore and stuff. It's like, okay. I mean, I will give praise for this anime for being serious with its concept. Like, this is how it's gonna go down. That's gonna be the logic of this anime. And like, even though they do that though, I can't help but think it's all for the purposes of fan service. Come on now. What the hell was this? This anime really reminds me of last season's Keijo. It's like, it has a similar vibe. I have not seen Keijo, but based on clips and stuff that I've watched, I kind of know the premise of it. It's all for the purposes of fan service, and it's done in a, they take it seriously. But I would have to say that it's hard to take it seriously when you have a concept like that. And also, I just noticed, like, when I was watching the trailer, like, there was a play on the word Akiba's trip. Like, you can take the word, the letter S from the Akibas and put it into trip, so it would sound like Akiba's trip. And I was like, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I mean, you just see the way they wrote the words Akiba's trip, and it looks more like Akiba's trip to me. It's weird. Anyway, after that, around the halfway point, it really does solidify the confirmation that this anime was not going to be lighthearted, because there were some fight scenes and it does get pretty darn brutal. Like, holy crap, like a lot of blood being shed, like I said in the trailer and stuff. Pretty intense. And also, you want to know how brutal it gets? Is like, spoilers, it's kind of spoilers, but it is the first episode, so it doesn't really matter. The main character, Tamotsu, he ends up getting stabbed in the chest, and it's like, holy crap. And a lot of his blood was gushing out and stuff. It's like, yep, okay, that just happened. So he kind of dies. I think he died and stuff, but I don't know why the heck he died that way. He died and he looked like he was smiling for some reason. But in any case, he was then being revived by the red-haired girl, whose name is Manseka Matome, and she kisses him, and then he kind of gets this shiny part on his hair. So it kind of explains what the shiny part of the hair is. It's like, it kind of indicates that they are on the same group of these heroes, I guess. I don't know what the group is called because they never make mention of that. He was revived and then he gained all of these powers. And now that I think of it, you have to defeat your enemies by stripping them off their clothing, and the main character is revived. It really reminds me of another anime, and I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm gonna be saying. Highschool DXD. Come on now. Like, the main character Issei was revived by Rias, and then like Issei has this power called Dress Breaker, which tears off the opponent's clothing. It's like, it's so uncannily similar in the way the anime are. Both the anime are. It's like, maybe they have some slight differences to them, but overall it's very similar when you think about it. And now we'll move on to like the other characters which I haven't made mention of. The first one, which I'm gonna be talking about, is this blonde-haired girl who's mostly in this blue outfit called Ahokainen Arisa. I already know that she's going to be a part of the group because she was in the poster, so that kind of spoils it. And also, she does indicate that she has these superhuman abilities, like her strength was really tough, and no, her strength was really high, so she's probably going to be joining the main characters. Well, she's probably going to be a main character anyway, like to join them in fighting off the bug ones and stuff. Well, one thing I'm kind of confused at, why she keeps saying the word moi? Like, for those of you who are familiar with the game, maybe you guys can explain what the heck that's all about. Maybe that's gonna be a trademark of her character, I guess. And then moving on from her, we have Tamotsu's sister, which is named Nikawa. I have a feeling Nikawa is also going to be part of the group. I have a feeling that she's gonna somehow gain the abilities in order to defeat the bot once she's gonna join the group and stuff. That's what I think, you know. It might not happen, but I really hope that happens because, you know, Nikawa looks like a sweet girl and stuff. I really want to see more of this character. I want to see like what's the relationship between Nikawa and the brother Tamotsu, because they kind of have some chemistry with each other. Not in the incestuous way, okay? I'm just saying like as a sibling interesting relationship. I want to see more of that. And also there is this one other character which I am kind of worried that this character might become a recurring character as well. And that's this green-haired character who is part of the Akihabara vigilante who are supposed to keep the peace in Akihabara from all these mishaps that are going on and stuff. And the way the character was presented to us, like the way the character debuted and stuff, I don't really like the character. The character, I don't even know whether this character is a guy or a girl, but this character came off as kind of annoying, and I feel like he or she is going to be the comic relief in this anime and stuff, which kind of worries me because I don't really see a purpose for this character to be there. Unless, of course, they do something with this character, like something interesting and make the character less annoying. Okay, and now moving on, we'll talk about the animation. And I already know that this anime was going to be made by Gonzo. But I'll say this once again, the anime does remind me of something that was made by Gainax. Because the character designs, once again, the character designs really remind me of that of Tengen, Toppa, Gurren, Lagann. Like, it looks very similar when you think about it. The animation overall was pretty good, you know, nothing overly spectacular or anything, but it's 2017. Around this time, you can at least expect some decent animation from all the studios and stuff. If the animation still turns out like shit, there's like, okay, there's really something wrong going on around here. But there wasn't an issue around here, so, you know, Gonzo did a pretty good job. And I was trying to remember, like, what has Gonzo done that has very similar animation to this? And I couldn't really think off the top of my head, so yeah, that's something, I guess. So the first episode kind of ends in a pretty decent manner with, like, it does say that the battle is just beginning, so look forward to the second episode and stuff. I mean, I'm still looking forward to it. Like, if you'll be asking me, will I be looking forward to this anime? And I'll be like, yeah, technically yes. I mean, I'm not expecting too much from this anime because with a concept like you have to strip off your enemy's clothing in order to win and stuff, you can't really take it too seriously. Although the video game fans might say otherwise, that there may be something more to it and stuff. I'm just gonna go with the assumption that all of that is for the purposes of fan service. The main purpose of this is for fan service. Well, if nothing at all, I can at least say that this would end up being like a guilty pleasure anime because it does get pretty kinky with all that situations going on. But if this anime does end up being more than just a guilty pleasure, has more to develop, to offer to the audience, and more than just like plain fan service and stuff, if it can surprise me with something like something similar to like Chivalry of a Failed Knight, you know, because Chivalry of a Failed Knight was another one ecchi harem anime situation. It surprised the heck out of me. It was done really well. If it can do a similar job like that, I would be really impressed, you know. So, you know, I have a after the anime, I really have a different view on ecchi anime. So I really hope that this would be a similar situation right here. And yeah, so looking forward to the rest of the anime, I guess. Now, before I leave it off, I'm gonna give you guys some recommendations which I think are like, you know, pretty similar, or like something that would be related to Akiba Strip the animation, even though I don't know how accurate that's gonna be. But the first one, which I already said like has really uncanny similarities to Akiba Strip the animation, would be Highschool DXD. Highschool DXD, like I said, like the whole concept of the main character being revived and he gets all these powers, and then stripping off the enemy's clothing in order to win. Like, they're too similar. And High School DXD is like one of the better ecchi animes that I've watched out of so many that I've watched. I've watched like so many ecchi animes before, and High School DXD is one of my favorites out there. So I really recommend you guys to watch the anime. And then my second anime, my second recommendation, which I don't know how accurate of a recommendation this is going to be, but I feel like, you know what, it kind of has a similar vibe to it, and that would be Haiyore Nyaruko-san. And the reason why I'm recommending this anime is because it does have this similar vibe of like Akihabara setting where because the heroes and the villains are fighting over these otaku culture items, so to speak, like video games and anime, manga, figurines, all that sort of stuff. Like, they're fighting over this, and it's also something that you can't really take seriously because of, like, you know, the anime itself doesn't take itself seriously. So yeah, that's how it goes, and it does have quite a bit of ecchi elements to it. Like, it's not really one of my favorite anime, but it is still okay that I would recommend to you guys to watch the anime. And so between these, I hope you guys find something that you can enjoy, you know. If you guys have watched these two as well, then, well, I guess you guys might be able to find something else that is similar. And that's all I have to say about the first episode of Akiba Strip the Animation. And so yeah, this will be the first video of winter 2017, the anime section, so to speak. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of the month. I know it's going to be like really exhausting. I'm going to be talking about most of these first episodes that come out, where I'm not going to be talking about all of them because, like, some of these are sequels to anime, and I haven't watched the first seasons of them, so I can't really watch them. If not, there will be spoilers. But I am actually going to be watching one of these, which I haven't watched the first season, but I'm going to be watching the second season because I've heard so many good things about it, and I want to check out what the heck is going on about it. What is the anime? Oh, you guys will just have to find out soon enough. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and do stay tuned to the next time of whatever I make. Until next time, bye!